Hello and welcome back to another video. I tried, probably unsuccessfully, but I kind of wanted to create a different sort of like cool lighting effect for this video. I don't know why, I just thought I'd try it. Sue me. So yes, welcome back to another video. I've already done my workout and stuff today. Figured I'm not going to film the same workout that I've done this entire time because A, I'm getting bored of looking at myself doing the same workout, so God knows how you guys must feel. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to talk because obviously it's a week now until the end of lockdown. It's kind of been announced today what the restrictions are going to be and the tier system and all that sort of stuff. And to be honest, I don't quite understand it. It seems very, it seems very much favoured for certain sectors over others, I think, and I don't quite necessarily understand it. For example, all retail can open by all accounts, but also it says that non-essential shops must remain closed. I don't know if that's like a typo or something like that. But yeah, so for example, like all retail can open, okay? But gym classes can't go ahead, okay? I will bet you any money at any given time of the day there will be more people in close contact in a shop like Primark than there would be in a group class of, say, Body Pump of 20 people. Don't get it at all. But hey ho, it is what it is. Good to have gyms back open again as of next week. But one thing I really kind of wanted to touch on, because it's something that's kind of really played on my mind today, and I wasn't sure what I wanted to film up until about 2 minutes before I turned this camera on. And it's something that I think I've spoken about quite early on in the series. And this is probably going to be about as raw as it gets, but mental health. Like, it's no secret to anyone that knows me personally that I have suffered with mental health issues for probably quite some time, but definitely over the last like couple of years. I was diagnosed with depression and anxiety, and like up until like, I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago, those words weren't necessarily taken very seriously. Like for some people that was seen as almost like a get out of jail free card for sort of the way they were acting. But I think mental health in general has kind of been brought more to the forefront of people's minds and visions over the last couple of years, which personally I'm grateful for, because it's sort of destigmatized it a bit. But yeah, I mean, I guess in a way, like the blue theme kind of gives it away now, and it's all about sort of feeling blue. And yeah, like this year in general has been a hard one for a lot of people, physically, financially, from like a family standpoint, relationship standpoint. Like there's been so many pulls on people from this year that I think it's quite easy to forget the mental impact that this year could have had. And like mental health in general is something that we need to be more open about and discuss more and be okay to talk about. Like I have good days, I have bad days, I have days where like it feels like I haven't got a care in the world and that I'm the happiest person I can be at that given time. But the next day can be a total crash, and it can be that I want to eat everything in sight, I just don't really want to talk to anyone, I want to probably drink more beer than I should, like all these kind of things. And it is a wave, and I think this year in particular has only sort of highlighted that. But I kind of wanted to sort of share my own experience on that, because like I've been like on my own within these four walls for the majority, like if we were to put a percentage time on it, since like April when I started working from home and then was made redundant. Like I've been in these four walls 90% of the time between April and now. And like that's gonna take its toll on people, and that's why it's so important for me in particular to have something to do, to invest in myself for stuff that can, it's almost like sow the seeds now for stuff that could hopefully reap rewards later down the line, which is why I'm so glad that I did this. Like, I started at the start of the year that I wanted to do YouTube. It was part of the Gymshark 66 challenge to begin with, and yeah, like I'd sort of like, it was up and down again, but I'm so glad I decided to do this, even though it has been so challenging to think of stuff to do each day, original stuff, try and keep myself like entertained with it, try and keep you guys entertained with it, not get too disheartened that like it's not necessarily, my channel's not growing in like a strong capacity, or at least the capacity that I thought it would. Like, I naively thought that by uploading every day I would somehow like beat the YouTube algorithm and that it would just grow naturally, but it hasn't been, and that was through my own naivety of what I thought would happen. So yeah, like, but now I'm starting to learn that, and I'm starting to go back and sort of see how I can do things differently. And that's why I think like a week from now, when these daily vlogs end and I know how to approach things differently, I've got more time, I've got more like freedom to learn like new stuff as well. Like, I can develop more time into that. This, for me, these last like 30 days or whatever the length of this lockdown will end up being, like, it was an experiment for me to see if I had it in me to do what I wanted to do and what I've wanted to do all year, and I did. And for my mental health in particular, whilst there has still been bad days, this has kind of kept me anchored. Like yesterday, I won't go into what I was doing because I probably government guidelines say I shouldn't have been doing it, but I was doing it anyway. That I came back and I was absolutely knackered from like, I won't go into too much detail, but lugging heavy objects around, that I was but my first instinct was get in, have a bit of food, refuel, film, edit, get it out there. And that's like, old me would have just gone, nah, sack this shit off, you don't need to do it. But I was committed to doing it, and I am still committed to doing it until the 2nd of December, and then I can go and do more cooler stuff where I've got more time to do it. But yeah, mental health in general this year has been all over the place. But my one piece of advice that I personally benefited from, and like, mental health is not a one size fits all like mentality. Like, everyone is different, everyone will have their own reasons, their own triggers for mental health. But the one personal thing that I've got from this year is invest in yourself. Like, you need to understand how you work, what triggers you to have bad days, what gives you purpose, have good days, have a routine, and invest in yourself. Like, I'm spending so much time behind the scenes of all of this now, trying to work out how I grow something like this into being something that I can enjoy more. And like, I've been fascinated by YouTube and being a YouTuber for years now. Like, we are talking 7 years, 7+ years maybe. Like, and the fact that I'm only getting around to doing it now slightly annoys me, because I think had I put a lot more effort into it early doors, I could be in a much better position now. But I am I am determined to make something of this. I'm not saying I want to give up my job and do this as a career, but I want this to be a hobby that can be substantial and that I can put effort and time into, and that people, like, outside of friends and family, people will find my channel through whatever means and enjoy the content that I put out. Like, I want to put a smile on someone's face, inform someone, give advice that one person out there might take on board, and that's what I want to do. So I'm investing so much time in me behind all of this, into finding out ways that I can do that. And 2020's been a head fuck for a lot of people, but the fact that we can still do stuff, and like, I think it's really brought out the best in people in a way this year. Like, you speak to a lot more people now from being isolated than you probably would not being isolated. Like, God, like Zoom, house party, like Facebook video, FaceTime, all these things, you now have access to talk to people where you wouldn't necessarily do that as much, because obviously you would be seeing them regularly, but you are forced to communicate in different ways. So yeah, I am massively rambling now. But yeah, I just wanted to say that my biggest takeaway from mental health in 2020 and quarantine is understand yourself, invest in yourself, and yeah, build a foundation for yourself that you know works, because you have to be your own person. You do. So yeah, thank you. If you've stayed this far in this very incoherent rant, then thank you very much. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to, because today for me has been a bit of a slump day, and I was like, oh, what do I want to film? And initially I was going to do, had all these different ideas of stuff I was going to do, but it was just like, it's not kind of what I thought was best for me to talk about. And then I thought, you know what, I'm just going to turn the camera on and give my honest thoughts on stuff. So yeah, thank you very much if you've stuck around. I very much do appreciate it. I'm looking forward to what comes next, particularly over Christmas, because I think it will give me some cool ideas. Something is flashing at me. I don't know what's happening there. Okay, I'll ignore that flashing. But yeah, please do subscribe, like, turn notifications on, all that good stuff. Follow me on Instagram, and I will see you tomorrow. We might even throw a bit of workout stuff in there. All right, have a good one. Bye.